I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then?
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? No lies detected here. But in all seriousness, to all the Black women who are mad at her for saying stuff like that, which, just to be clear, this is based on her observations and just her opinions based on those observations that she had living in the U.S. So, again, why are you trying to invalidate her experiences? And by virtue, her husband's experiences as well. The truth is that a lot of reasons why some Black men will want to deter from dating Black women, especially even the ones who have already dated Black women before, is because of your personalities and attitudes and how you treat them as people. A lot of you are very flawed in that department, and you need to learn, or in some cases unlearn, bad behaviors or behaviors and tendencies that jeopardize your relationships with them. Like, especially since a lot of Black men are looking for traditional relationships. Y'all don't want to be traditional, and a lot of Black women are growing up in non-traditional environments. Like a lot of you are grown up in single-parent households, specifically single mothers. And a lot of times, those single mothers have had to act as both a mother figure and father figure, so you haven't had an adequate father figure yourself, and nobody's going to blame you for the circumstances that you were born in. However, you are responsible for how you grow up and how you treat, or how you grow up as an adult and how you treat people as an adult. You have to fix those issues that you deal with in your life yourself. Yes, and that's unfair, but that's the reality for all adults in general. Like, we have to learn or unlearn certain behaviors to become the best versions of ourselves. So, if you're really not that bothered about Black men who are other women, you should not be upset by what this German Turkish lady has said. Like, it really shouldn't bother you. But if it does bother you, maybe you should do some self-reflection instead of trying to just resort to immediate deflection or claiming colorism or texturism, or just exoticism. Just some sort of deflection and just self-reflect instead. Look at yourself introspectively instead of just extrospectively. Or don't. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because it is what it is.